Established in 1922, the University Department of Obstetrics and Gynaecology has given Singapore over 90 years of service, education and innovation since its inception. Singapore's first professor of midwifery and gynecology, Professor J.S. English, is appointed head of the department in 1922. His initial focus is on the training of obstetricians and gynecologists for the local institutional practice. Kandang Kebau Hospital is converted into a free maternity hospital in 1924. The hospital is led by Professor J.S. English and is the location of the University Department of Obstetrics and Gynaecology for the next 6 decades. In 1948, Professor English passes the torch on to Professor Benjamin H. Shears. Professor Shears distinguishes himself by obtaining several firsts for Singapore in the field. He is also known as Singapore's father of modern obstetrics and gynecology. He is the first medical practitioner in Singapore to use the lowest segment method of performing caesarean sections. This gynecological procedure is named after him and is internationally recognized in 1960. His original work on the construction of an artificial vagina for vaginal atresia also receives international fame and recognition. Professor Benjamin H. Shears eventually goes on to become the second President of the Republic of Singapore in 1971. In 1960, Professor Tao Xiang Hua is appointed acting head when Professor Shears retires from the university. He is appointed head in 1965. At that time, Professor Tao is the only member of the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists in the department.
Our problem was at that time how to get the hospital recognized or accredited by London.
During his term, Professor Tao starts the Hydatidform Mole Clinic, and his work on trophoblastic disease receives international recognition. Professor Tao leaves the department in 1969 in the capable hands of Professor S.S. Ratnam. With Professor Ratnam at the helm, the department impresses the world with its work on infertility and reproductive medicine, with several achievements. In 1973, Professor Sultan Karim, a pioneer in clinical application of prostaglandins, joins Professor Ratnam's department.
One day Professor Ratnam visited them and then looked at their laboratories and what sort of a research they were doing. And this was some kind of a starting point for Professor Karim and his team to come to Singapore.
This marks the beginning of prostaglandin research and results in the creation of the 2 compounds, Serogem and Solprostone, still used by the department today.
Prof. Karim is a real pioneer of prostaglandin research and application of prostaglandin in the area of obstetrics and gynecology.
This also boosted the research growth in the department. Professor Ratnam also oversees the transplantation of the University Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology from Kandang Kebau Hospital to its present-day site at the National University Hospital. This provides the opportunity for medical students to be in the same campus as their training institution. After a long, illustrious career leading the department, Professor Arul Kumaran succeeds Professor S.S. Ratnam. Professor Arul Kumaran goes on to become the President-elect of the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and Queen Elizabeth II knights him in June 2009. In 1997, after 2 years of service, Professor Arul Kumaran hands the reins of head of department to Professor S.C. Ng. 2001, after 4 years of leading the department, Associate Professor P.C. Wong succeeds Professor S.C. Ng. Associate Professor Wong leads the department through many successes for the next 7 years. In 2008, Professor E.L. Yong takes over from Professor P.C. Wong to head a department with a rich heritage of over 90 years.
So it has been an incredible journey, and it's a great honor for me to be given the privilege to head this department. Our heritage as a university unit is based on our mission, which has been consistent over 90 years. That is to generate new knowledge, to share this new knowledge, and in order that other people can help us save lives of our mothers and babies.
Even with numerous achievements under its belt, the University Department of Obstetrics and Gynaecology does not rest on its laurels. Predating the national thrust into bioscience research, the department had already established itself firmly in molecular and stem cell research. The department continues to provide leadership in the latest biotechnology and also strives in developing its people through teaching and education. Spearheaded by passionate and innovative doctors and staff, the department tirelessly develops clinical strategies to better human reproduction and female health.
In the past 90 years, our predecessors have tackled their challenges with verve, aplomb, and considerable start. With an incredibly talented team in place, I am confident the department will continue to be true to its mission for the next 90 years.